Hello. Welcome back to Elon Musk Take. In the flood of headlines and hot takes surrounding Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein, it can feel impossible to know what's true. So much has been written, so much has been said. But here, we are going to cut through the noise and show you the full story, based on the primary evidence. Have the facts you need to see the picture clearly. For years, the official story Elon Musk told the world was simple, and he repeated it often. As one of the most powerful people on the planet, he publicly and consistently distanced himself from the disgraced financier and convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein. He called Epstein obviously a creep and dismissed an infamous photo of him with Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, as her merely photobombing him at a party. His most emphatic claim was that he flatly refused every single invitation to visit Epstein's notorious private island. That was the narrative, a story of wise refusal, a powerful man keeping a known predator at arm's length. But that entire story, the one so carefully presented to the public, has now been shattered by a harsh and undeniable dose of reality. This comes from the release of over 3 million pages of documents by the U.S. Department of Justice. This is not rumor or speculation. This is primary source material, the kind of evidence that is incredibly difficult to dispute. What these unsealed documents reveal is profoundly troubling. They don't just hint at a casual acquaintance being brushed off. They paint an intricate, disturbing, and deeply contradictory picture of sustained, cordial, engaged contact that continued long after Epstein's 2008 conviction for soliciting a minor. This picture is far more extensive and far friendlier than Elon Musk has ever let on. These aren't vague allegations. This is tangible proof, in their own words. We are talking about emails and calendar entries, direct communications between the offices of two infamous men. The documents reveal detailed discussions about arranging private meetings, multiple efforts to schedule getaways to Epstein's island, and perhaps most unsettlingly, a calculated effort to pull Musk's own brother, Kimbal, into the predator's orbit. This is not about reinterpreting a few stray words. This is about confronting a mountain of evidence that points to a truth they fought to keep buried. This is the story of that connection. Chapter 1. The Island Itinerary. Let's start with the cornerstone of Elon Musk's defense. His claim that he never set foot on Little St. James, Jeffrey Epstein's private island, the epicenter of so many horrific crimes. And to be perfectly clear, the newly released documents do not contain definitive proof, like a flight manifest, that he ever physically went. But what the documents do contain is damning in a more revealing way. They show Musk didn't just decline invitations. He actively participated in planning to go. The email exchanges we're about to examine began years after Epstein's 2008 conviction, when his status as a sex offender was public record. In November 2012, a startling email appears from Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein. In it, Musk asks, "What day or night will be the wildest party on your island?" Let that sink in. This isn't the language of a man repulsed by a creep. It's the language of someone seeking a specific experience from a man already infamous for his debauchery. The documented conversation continues. Epstein replies, mentioning the ratio of men to women on his island, and suggests this might make Musk's then-wife, Talulah, uncomfortable. Musk's now infamous reply was blunt. Ratio is not a problem for Talulah. The implication is chilling, suggesting an awareness of the environment they were inquiring about. The planning didn't stop there. A year later, in December 2013, Musk emailed Epstein again with a more direct query. Is there a good time to visit? Epstein's response was immediate. Any day 1st 8th, adding, always space for you. The two then go back and forth, trying to align their schedules. At one point, Epstein even offers to send heli for you. When a planned trip fell through, Epstein expressed his disappointment. writing he was really looking forward to finally spending some time together with just fun as the agenda. Ultimately, these specific trips were canceled due to logistical conflicts. But the intent preserved in these emails is undeniable. This wasn't a case of repeated invitations being declined, as Musk claimed. This was a cordial, multi-year effort to schedule a Caribbean getaway. The planning was advanced enough that Epstein's own 2014 internal calendar contained a stark entry. Reminder, Elon Musk to island December 6th. Is this still happening? The question hangs there, frozen in time. Why was the planning so persistent if the interest was never there? Chapter 2. The brother. As it turns out, Elon wasn't the only Musk on Jeffrey Epstein's radar. The DOJ files expose a deeply unsettling subplot involving Elon's younger brother, Kimbal. The evidence strongly suggests Epstein and his associates may have engineered a romantic relationship for Kimbal, potentially as a strategic maneuver to get closer to Elon himself. The emails show that in 2012, Kimbal Musk began a months-long relationship with a woman firmly inside Epstein's circle. Kimbal has since claimed on social media that he met this woman through a friend and that Epstein did not introduce us. However, other emails directly contradict this. In one revealing message, Kimbal Musk writes to Jeffrey Epstein and an associate, "Many thanks for connecting me with Jennifer," adding, "I believe you both played a role." The evidence suggests Epstein's network wasn't just observing this relationship. They were managing it. An associate sent a stark warning to Kimbal, telling him to be very nice to her because Jeffrey goes crazy when someone mistreats his girl's friends. This statement offers a chilling glimpse into the control Epstein exerted over the people in his orbit. This was not a passing acquaintance. The documents show sustained involvement. Kimbal communicated with Epstein personally, at one point even inviting the convicted felon to his own birthday party. According to these files, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just a name in an address book. He was a man Kimbal Musk was thanking for orchestrating his love life. If you believe in cutting through public relations spin to see the raw evidence, please take a moment to subscribe. We are committed to showing you the primary source documents, so you can make up your own mind. Chapter 3. The SpaceX Deception. Perhaps the single most undeniable contradiction between Elon Musk's public statements and the documented facts centers on a visit to his rocket company, SpaceX. For years, Musk and his company flatly denied Jeffrey Epstein ever visited the facility. A 2019 statement was unequivocal. To the best of our knowledge, he never toured SpaceX. Don't know where that comes from. The Department of Justice files prove that statement was false. The unsealed emails detail, with objective clarity, a confirmed meeting and tour at the SpaceX facility in California. The paper trail shows Epstein's assistant emailing Musk's office in February 2013 to coordinate the visit, explicitly noting the idea was Musk's. A lunch meeting at SpaceX headquarters was confirmed for February 25, 2013. The evidence doesn't stop there. The day after the meeting, Epstein sent a follow-up email directly to Elon Musk that read, simply, "Thanks for the tour." Musk's reply was even simpler and remarkably casual, a single smiley face emoji. This documented exchange shatters the narrative of a simple mistake or forgotten appointment. This was a confirmed in-person tour arranged between their offices. 5 full years after Epstein became a convicted sex offender, the relationship was apparently comfortable enough that just a month later, Epstein asked for another favor, a similar SpaceX tour for his NY Money people, a group that included billionaire Leon Black, according to the files. Musk agreed to this second tour as well. These were not chance encounters. The documents show Elon Musk met with Jeffrey Epstein on at least 4 separate occasions after his conviction, including a dinner at Epstein's Manhattan townhouse in 2012. Each interaction adds another layer, creating a pattern that is impossible to ignore. So, after examining the evidence, what do we have? The official story was one of distance and disgust. The documented reality is one of sustained, cordial, and deeply engaged post-conviction contact. We have emails showing the enthusiastic planning of visits to Epstein's private island, with Musk himself asking for the wildest party and discussing the guest ratio. We have a disturbing subplot involving his brother, Kimbal, who was entangled in a relationship the evidence suggests was facilitated by Epstein himself. And we have the clearest proof of all: a confirmed tour of SpaceX that Elon Musk publicly denied ever happened, a denial directly contradicted by a thank you note from Epstein and a smiley face from Musk. In the wake of these documents, Elon Musk has stated that he was well aware that some email correspondence with him could be misinterpreted. But looking at the sheer volume and specific nature of these interactions, it's difficult to see what is being misconstrued. The issue isn't subjective interpretation. It's the stark contrast between his public denials and his private actions. To reiterate a crucial point, no evidence in these files suggests Elon Musk knew of or participated in any of Jeffrey Epstein's heinous crimes. But the files do prove, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the connection between the two men was far deeper, far more cordial, and far more deliberate than he ever wanted the public to know. The story is worse, not because of unproven crimes, but because it reveals a clear pattern of behavior: the friendly meetings, the collaborative planning, the blatant denials that shows how comfortable a convicted predator remained in the highest echelons of global power. The lingering question is not just what else they fought to keep buried, but why. Why fight so hard to hide a relationship that, if truly innocent, would have nothing to hide? What are your thoughts on these revelations from the department? Let's have a respectful, evidence-based discussion in the comments. If you're interested in more stories that uncover the personal lives of the world's most influential figures, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching.